Welcome back to the United Pubcast, the podcast of the official Man United Supporters Club in Sydney for what was hoping to be their Champions League draw reaction. But we're a day later, obviously, as Man United fans, and here as the Europa League draw. Who knows, in next year's time could be the Conference League draw. But we are here to have a little bit of a Friday night pint. Got my good mate Rob from It's a Football Thing, just to chat nonsense a little bit for an hour. I'm sure they're going to sort of go through all the procedures, which they sort of messed up hugely this time last season with the Champions League draw. We'll just discuss in the Man United drama around PSG and Atletico Madrid. So fingers crossed the procedure does go according to plan this time. And my main concern for this stream, Rob, is to be able to pronounce the teams that we get drawn against.
Look, mate, any of the ones that look like a Wi-Fi password, I'm just going to have to pass it and say this team from Turkey or something, because you're a teacher and I'm sure your pronunciations are another level above me, so I've got no chance.
I just had a read of pot 4, and I'm not confident with like half the teams in pot 4. I think pot 2 and pot 3, I think it's okay, and I recognise the logo or what country they're from. But pot 4, I'm sure that'll throw up some interesting names. So what we're going to do, we've both got the stream here, just in regards to obviously no audio, but we'll just watch the teams as they come out. And look, we're not going to give detailed analysis on the teams from Hungary or Finland or wherever they're from. No disrespect to those nations. But we're obviously not going to give detailed analysis on those teams, but we'll just sort of have a chat as things come up, whatever comes up in the live chat. So if you do have any thoughts or topics or questions in the live chat, throw it in there and we'll just have a bit of a casual chat. Got a bit of a bevy here. Obviously meeting Rob tomorrow night for a couple of beers and a bite to eat for the Southampton game, a primetime kickoff for us here in Sydney. So the weekend is starting early, but I'll just say g'day, Adam. Good to see you as always, and Adam from the other from the Supporters Club as well. We'll be meeting us up tomorrow night as well for the big match at Scruffy's. Also says I have enough trouble with normal names. Well, this is going to give you a whole new problem. Just go have a read of pot 4 before the names do come out. And the teams I've never even heard of. And Mike here, obviously good to see you as always, mate. Just on that point there, Rob, that Adam makes there in regards to, well, we have this discussion as fans, and okay, all of us fans have the same mentality as sort of fans over at Old Trafford who go to the away games, but there is two different sort of things. They are on the ground, they're going to spend big money sort of travelling across Europe. Here we are, we're sitting on the couch at 5 o'clock in the morning watching these games. We sit here with a frustration going, oh, who are these teams, what's it about? But those fans over in England, and I don't want to say those fans, obviously I have the utmost respect for them, but we're here with the frustration of no Champions League and having to go to these places rather than go to Milan, rather than go to the Bernabeu, places like that. But the fans who actually are there and travelling, and the ones who get behind the team like physically and sort of audibly for the actual players, they love this. They love going to these countries like that you never really go to before. So they have this excitement, and here we are on the other side of the world saying, oh, it's not really what we want. I'm just thinking, did you get that sense as well? Like, how do you sort of weigh those two sort of things up?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I was listening to Anton, United We Stand, a couple of days ago, and they were kind of discussing similar, saying that, we're in this competition now. Most of the away fans, they want something different, a city they haven't been, a new place to discover. I think they were actually saying that they'd love to get Union Berlin, because we haven't been there since like one of the wars back in the days. So, yeah, look, for them, instead of, obviously it's always nice when you get, like I said, a Bernabeu, or you get like Milan or something like that in the Champions League. But while we're here, it's a different place, it's a different adventure, different fans, and some of those, places like Turkey and stuff like that, there's some of the best atmospheres in world European football as well. So, yeah,
what do you look for then in regards to a fan? Here we are on the other side of the world. Yes, it's Friday mornings in regards to Thursday nights in Europe, Friday mornings for us. What do you look for in a group? Is it, okay, are you looking from a selfish point of view in regards to ERIK ten Hag, and okay, let's hope it's least amount of travel? Do you hope it's the hardest competition, so it's a good test for the players? Do you hope it's the easiest competition, even if that's flying 6 hours away to the other side of Turkey, sort of thing? Like, what do you want out of this group?
For me, look, an easiest route possible for me. So, because it's a perfect opportunity to play some of the kids. I'm not one of those people like, okay, just play the kids, because this year Europa League to me is just as important as the Premier League to me. I want to win it, or I want to go as deep as, I want us to go really strong. So especially the first kind of 3 games, I want to underlock, I want to top the group. So the kind of the draw, the better. And like I said, if we can not use full team or full strength every week and kind of embed kids or embed our second people that aren't getting as much for rotation, that's a perfect opportunity for me. I don't want Carabao, because they're like the furthest away. We've had them before, and they're normally like, it's not even a 5 o'clock game. I think it's like a 2:30 game sometimes because of the distance. So that's who I don't want.
Where do you weigh that? What do you think? Okay, here's what we want as fans, and we have no control And there was that thing where at the Supporters, just a comment here from Adam I want to bring up a little bit earlier, but a few of us from the Supporters Club had a meeting or an event with a few of the players down in Melbourne. And the one thing I was gutted Erik Ten Hag wasn't there, because I've had this question for so many managers, but I especially wanted to ask Erik Ten Hag coming in to manage, unfortunately, a Europa League team. And I wanted to get an honest answer. Unfortunately, he wasn't there, but in regards to what are you going to do for this Europa League? How are you treating it? Not obviously you want to win every game. Yes, you do want to win a trophy and all these things. But we sit here, and I always use these terms in terms of FIFA or Football Manager, but I truly think it's comparable in this argument in regards to we sit here and say, have a team for the Premier League and have a team for the Europa League. And as you mentioned, maybe not a team full of kids, but a team where you can have maybe 3 or 4 youngsters thrown in there, and that is your Europa League team. Now, obviously, you play against a team like a Karabag or one of those Hungarian teams. Obviously, Manchester United is 9 times out of 10 going to beat them, but at the end of the day, they're professional footballers. So that is why you can't. The time we did throw 11 youngsters out there, we lost to Astana. So it does need to be sprinkled with experience. But do you think Erik Ten Hag, in regards to his job, in terms of getting back into the Champions League, like, yes, you can put all the eggs in the basket and win it like Jose Mourinho did, but ultimately that is a big risk. You can go through undefeated, you look fantastic, you get a bad penalty decision in the 94th minute in the final. Like, it's too big a risk. So is he looking at this, and how do you think? Do you think he's going to have a Europa League team and a Premier League team, or do you think he's going to just pretty much be playing with rotation, but pretty much his strongest team every week?
Look, kind of what I said, similar. I think he'll be playing not a full strength, but maybe a 75% strength the first couple games. Like I said, I think he'd want to top the group, especially because I'm pretty sure the rules is if you top the group now,
you don't get a Champions League.
You don't get a Champions League team, but I don't think. Remember how there used to be the round of 32? I think you get a bye now. So okay. I think you get the bye, you go straight to the round of 16, and obviously that's why you don't get the Champions League team. So for me, that's a big thing to miss out on, and it's 2 less games as well. So top the group for me is priority. Again, finish it while it's done. We don't want it to go to the last day, because it's always good. Even if we've won, 4 wins, then you can really play, the kids on the last game. If it doesn't really matter if you're gonna top the group no matter what. Like he said as well, and like he said in his first press conference, his main objective this year is to get Manchester United back into the Champions League. So I do think he's got to juggle the Premier League and this, just very similar, because the top 4 is going to be hard this year. And Europa League is not a given either, but I do think this is maybe a bigger possibility than top 4.
You talk about it's an interesting bit there. You talk about potentially getting that bye. If you top the group, you've missed that round of 32. One of the big sort of complaints we do have when we qualify for the Europa League, which has been far too often occasion, so it's too many games. When you look at it, potentially there's 2 more games. We'll get knocked out of the FA Cup or League Cup. What we talk about this whole new season. No, there's 2 more games potentially. And as you say, if you do top the group, you get rid of those 2 games. So it's the same amount of fixtures as there is Champions League. Now the issue does become Thursday, Sunday over Wednesday, Saturday. Now physically on the body that is of no difference. So there's always this concern, what's the difference? It's mentally, it's playing catch up. It's teams haven't got the points on the board on a Saturday and you're having to play on a Sunday knowing you need the result. That is where this Thursday, Sunday thing comes in. It's not a physical thing. It's not flying longer. Like you get a team of the Champions League, you might have to fly longer. So it is a mental thing. But there's just 1 or 2 comments here. Adam here, actually, just Justin, good to see you, mate. Let us know, Justin, if you're coming tomorrow night to Scruffy Murphy's. Good to catch up and have a beer. And Adam here, just a question I want to throw to you, Rob, in regards to this. So I'm heading over in January, might be able to get to a game. I don't have it in front of me. I think the draw might actually be starting quite soon. But in regards to this group stage, I assume this is going to be wrapped up before the World Cup, because usually it finishes, I think, in December, usually the group stage of the European competition. So I'm sure this is probably going to have to be really condensed in now.
Yeah, you're 100% right. All group stages will be done before the World Cup, and then obviously when it kicks back off, obviously back next thing will be straight into the knockout stages. So yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Do keep me updated if the draw starts to happen. In the live chat, please do let us know, because I don't have any audio on it, but I'm seeing here, and there are obviously a lot of teams to go through. So do keep us updated, and we'll sort of have a chat as the news does unfold. But in regards to that as well, okay, coming back in the next year, I don't know if you have the dates in front of me or someone in the live chat can help us when those the return, or not the return legs, but the knockout fixtures do start. Because I remember in Champions League or Europa League as well, usually it's the end of February.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, I just don't know how this season is going to work. I should have looked at it, I should have researched it all, but I still can't get my head around how all these fixtures are going to fit in. Because even without the World Cup, we talk about it's far too condensed and that the players are playing too much. you're missing over a month of the season, and everyone's just continuing on as normal. I can't get my head around how these we're going to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, well, look, I think it's normally sometimes it used to be every third week it used to be a game. So obviously that's going to squeeze up. I think it's going to be pretty much fortnightly. I do know the first game is literally today in 2 weeks. So hopefully this time in 2 weeks we'll be discussing our first Europa win of the group stage. And then I do think it's going to be back to back. It'll be same with the Champions League. Obviously every second week definitely. There could even be a part I think where it's once a week at one point, like a bang 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 like that.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's already September. Just before we know it, it's got to be all wrapped up by mid-November. So it's not that long. So it will be pretty consistent. You have to throw in, like I said, the Carabao Cup. I think there's one of those games as well in November as well. So it's going to get really congested, and especially when big games. I think it's October. When we got like the big 6 or 7 big boys, bang 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 up to that. Add European, add Cup competition. We're really going to see how our squad goes with the rotation.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one in regards to that, and it looks like the draw is about to potentially start. They're going through the pots and the rules, so in the live chat, do let us know, is there any team you sort of want to face or don't want to face, whether that be a performance-related thing or a travel thing, or you just don't like that team sort of thing. So do let us know your thoughts ahead of the draw. I was having a discussion with George a little bit earlier. Obviously, a lot of people would know who George is on the pubcast. Europa League final tomorrow. You can throw Arsenal in this discussion if you want. Now it's weird because they're flying in the English Premier League at the moment. Who would you say is the favourite in this in regards to Manchester United or Arsenal? A lot of people have Man United. If you want to say Arsenal at the moment, fair play to you. But throw Arsenal out of this. I think the other name is Roma, and not just Roma, a Jose Mourinho Roma. And I'm just thinking it will be interesting. I don't have the betting odds in front of me. Who is the favourite? Now, yes, a Champions League team could get knocked down, and that obviously changes the odds, obviously. But as things stand, the Europa League final tomorrow, who is the favourite? Roma, United, or Arsenal?
United. I am pretty 90% sure it's United, then Arsenal, then I think Roma would be around there, something like that. Because they wouldn't even have...
Would you be picking that, though, as your favourites?
Oh, me? If it was tomorrow, well, you have to go on form. Arsenal on form. They've been on fire, consistent, they've been scoring goals. I hate to say it, but if we're going on form, like I said, we've had a great win against Liverpool. They've had 3 good wins and a really good off-season. They're on fire at the moment. But look, again, 50-50. I don't care. Whoever's in the final, mate, it can be a no-name. It's a game of football, 90 minutes. Anything can happen. Like you said before, a wrong decision, a penalty, anything can happen. But, look, Roma would... Jose especially come off the back of a Conference League win with Roma. Brought quite a few extra additions, some good additions, some experience. And look, mate, he'll be... you've seen what he's done with us. He'd want to go deep and he'd want to add another European trophy. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, well, I just saw pot 1. I think they're going to do pot 1 now, and obviously there's no issues. There's no room for error in pot 1 in regards to they just put them all in the group. So they're going to do those names out now. And just for a few names there in regards to obviously Arsenal and Roma are in there. There's a few other clubs in terms. I think there's that Red Star club, Lazio are in there as well. So there's all. It's one of those ones in terms of names. Okay, you look back and football does change. There's an era in the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, and now there's new clubs. Yes, it's not what we want. Yes, it's not the Champions League and Inter Milan and Juventus and Barcelona and Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. But there are some names there. Like that, there is okay, yes, it's not where we want to be. Obviously, I'm clutching at straws for some type of positivity. But there is history there. Okay, maybe not specifically in the competition, but if you go back to your UEFA Cup and you mention clubs like Lazio or Red Star Belgrade and clubs like that, Roma, clubs like that as well, it's not where we want to be. But at the end of the day, it's what I do. A lot of people said, I don't want any European football. If we miss out on top 4, I want to finish 10th. Ultimately, when we're sitting here on a Friday morning or midweek and we're seeing all these European games, you want to be a part of it.
Oh, I 100% agree. And look, it's not the one we want to be in. Obviously, Champions League is the one. But I enjoy it. And, it hurts to say, but we are a Europa League kind of team at the moment. Like, we're not a consistent Champions League team. And even when we are appeared in the Champions League, we haven't, besides obviously that night when we made it to the quarterfinals, we haven't looked like one of those teams that could have pushed. I did think last year, I was here this time last year saying top 8 is where we need to be. Obviously didn't get there, but Europa League is where we're going to be, and it's probably more exciting for us. We're going to probably see more wins, and we're probably going to get a good chance of going quite deep, and we might get a final at the end of it. Like it's going to be a little bit more possible, I think. So yeah, look, bring it on. I hate how it's the whole Friday, Monday morning. But look, that's where we are right now. And look, since obviously we've been in the Champions League for years and years and years, but since they're bringing this new route, how if you win, you go to the Champions League, that's the golden egg for me. That makes it a little bit more exciting. For me, it's nearly more exciting than actually winning the trophy. That's the golden ticket. That's what you want, and I think that's what a lot of the teams. That's their, like I said, Villarreal last year when they not last year, the year they beat us. Yes, that was their first European trophy, but for them, I think it was a bigger thing to making it to the Champions League group stage, and then if we all seen how far they went last year, they made it to like the quarterfinals and knocked out some of the big boys.
Do you think, going a little bit off topic, just as they're bringing the names out, obviously Braga just coming, I'm not sure what group they go into, but they're in pot 1, so we can't draw Braga. But just in regards to that as well, you mentioned that sort of extra path into the Champions League, and that is obviously what a club like Manchester United, who don't have the guarantee of top 4 anymore, do see the benefit in the Europa League. Now, taking this away from European football just for 2 seconds, could you see a situation, this has been discussed for years, probably over 10, 15 years, this has been sort of discussed in English football. Now, I don't know if I agree with disagree. I think ultimately I fall on the line of potentially disagreeing, but there is sometimes, maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll say, no, it's probably a good thing in terms of making a league, maybe not League Cup, but maybe an FA Cup. An FA Cup giving you, okay, if you finish outside the top 4, you can come into the FA Cup, win that, and you're a Champions League team, because there's been such a sort of discussion over the last couple of years of teams disrespecting the FA Cup and sort of putting weakened teams out. But if you suddenly gives a team a motivation of, let's say, a Southampton or a Leeds or a Burnley, you win the FA Cup, you're in the Champions League.
Well, I can't remember the exact rules, but isn't it if you do win the cup competitions, you do get European football, or have they changed that now?
No, not for Champions League. Well, I'll just bring Borche from the Football Capital has just arrived, so I'm just going to bring him in. Maybe he has the answer. I have a feeling it is in regards to you can get a League Cups if you win the League Cup and you're not in those sort of top 7 or whatever the situation is. I hate looking at 6th, 7th. You get in that League Cup position there, but the FA Cup. I'm talking about that motivation for the Champions League. But I'll just bring Borche in here. Borche, my good friend, how's things?
Where are we going, lads? Where are we going? Azerbaijan or Kabag? Off we go.
Well, yeah, we're looking in there. I think they've just put all the teams in pot 1 into their respective groups, and the teams in pot 2 are Feyenoord. That's gone off my screen anyway. But just in regards to that, Borche, do you know a thing in regards, or just your opinion? We're talking about Europa League having sort of the golden ticket is you can go into the Champions League. So if Manchester United finish 7th in the Premier League, well, you still have that ticket into the Champions League. Do you see a situation that's been discussed for the last 20 years in regards to England making an FA Cup? If you win the FA Cup, that's a ticket into the Champions League as well. Is that something you agree with, disagree with? See both sides of the coin?
Dude, that's actually a good idea, man. I thought that was already the case, because I remember back in the day, it's if you won
not for the FA Cup. I think for the League Cup, if you win the League Cup and you don't make a European spot, like if you finish 10th, I think they find a way. There's less spots.
I think you're right. I think it's a qualifying spot, but yeah, I do like the idea of it. I've never really thought of it like that. It does a bit more extra incentive, and it's kind of like another golden ticket, I guess, in the FA Cup. Yeah. So yeah, win the FA Cup and get it. And it kind of gives it a little bit more meaning, like a Champions League team. Like I said, back in the day, there was champions. They used to be in the Champions League. Now fourth is your Champions League contender now. So I actually like that. FA Cup winners, and you are a champion of your domestic league, and you go into a competition. So look, it probably won't happen because all the coefficients and all the rights and why the whole top 4 battles and stuff. But I think it's a great idea, and why not?
Oh yeah, you just have to go back to look at the discussions in and around the Super League and why I don't think it's ever going to happen. Because could you imagine a Southampton or a Wigan or someone like that going into the Champions League? I don't think the big boys will be too happy on giving up one of their spots. But just as we see, I assume one of the teams here is going to be close to be drawn in the Manchester United group. Borche, what do you want to see out of the Europa League group? Do you want to see the least amount of travel? Do you want to see teams you haven't played against? Do you want to see the hardest test in regards to giving the players a test? And
yeah, if we can go to like, can you guys see me all right?
Yeah, all good, man.
Okay. Yeah, the least amount of travel for me. So if we get someone from France, Portugal, Holland, somewhere there. I know PSV have already got Arsenal, so that one's out of the way. But
Okay.
Yeah, so keep us up to date, because I've got the screen here. But if you do see a draw like that, do let us know what's happening. So keep me on the ball.
I reckon the least travel. If we get someone in like I know Russia, but then I don't know if are they even any Russian teams?
No Russian teams. No, there's no Russian.
Is that a rule brought in by UEFA that there's no Russian teams?
This year, there's no Russian teams at all.
Okay, at Champions League as well, I take it?
Yeah. See, because it was the last year was supposed to be the Champions League final, wasn't it? But no Russian teams or nothing this year.
And I think all the Ukrainian teams are playing out of Poland.
I think they are playing in Ukraine, but like I did read that
Because
yesterday.
I heard Stuttgart, Shakhtar is playing out of Warsaw, so I don't know.
Okay, there you
Maybe
go.
everyone's different, but there you go. Feyenoord just got Lazio, so that's not Dutch team out of the way.
We're in Group E, so
I
whatever
guarantee
team
you,
comes into Group E.
yeah, Azerbaijan. Here we go. We're going at the worst case scenario. I've been saying it for
Karabakh.
since we couldn't qualify for Champions League. I said here we go, Azerbaijan, and I swear to God.
No,
Before
Karabakh
this
went into the Olympiacos group.
Did
Karabakh
they?
and Olympiacos.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I can't even see him. I can't even see him picking the group. Let me see him.
I've just seen Monaco come out of the hat.
Yeah.
Actually, well, yeah, that's a short trip. You'd take Monaco, and that's kind of a historic sort of. There's a little bit of history there in regards to European football.
Oh, so they're just going in order now. They're not even picking the. They just.
Okay, Roma's got Ludacris. Yeah, that just came out. Yeah.
We'll see things as they pop up, but just in regards to keeping the conversation going, in regards to that, where does I've had discussions with George Borche in regards to, okay, yes, it's a trophy, yes, you do want to win the trophy, but he's along the lines of he almost sees an FA Cup and a League Cup as a better achievement, not a better achievement, but a more sort of prestigious trophy than the Europa League, because the Europa League's not the elite competition now, not that League Cup and FA Cup are, but the best teams in that sort of competition do have the ability to be in that. Manchester City are in the League Cup, Chelsea are in the FA Cup, where those clubs aren't in the Europa League. So if you're weighing up as a fan, what do you prefer to win at the start of the season, an FA Cup or Europa League?
Yeah, it is a tricky one, but look, I don't know, man. Europa League.
Europa, honestly, for me, I like the whole thing as a European trophy.
It's a ticket in, but then in saying all of that, in saying all that, like even the League Cup, like that's one that it's done and dusted in February. That's could boost you. Look at Liverpool. They got the League Cup. They went on to win the FA Cup and then made the Champions League final. So it's a bit of a boost. But yeah, Europa League. I'll go for Europa League. If I could win one trophy this season, Europa League, then Champions League qualification. If we don't make it,
we do have a tricky start to our Europa League campaign, because I've seen the first team, Real Sociedad, one good little trip over to Spain. That's a tough test, and now look at test obviously a test we can pass. I think we smashed Sociedad in our Europa League run only a few months ago. Who knows what Juan Mata might be there with David Silva? Actually, it does look like Juan Mata's potentially a bit closer to Real Betis potentially, but apparently Real Betis have a few Barcelona-like problems that fail into potentially register a Juan Mata. So, but Real Sociedad, Rob, okay, yes, if Manchester United play well, we'll beat them, but ultimately they're a team on their day. They can take points off us, no problem.
100%. I just hate Spanish teams, bro. I actually think I would have preferred Carabao over a Spanish team. We always seem to be drawn against.
I think a lot of
Sevilla's not there. Sevilla's not there. Betis is there. We've had. Wait, who did we play? What was the one we played in the semi-final when we won it that year? There was another Spanish team.
Yeah, Granada, was it?
Was it Granada?
Yeah. Actually, we just got the team as well that beat Real Madrid the other year in the Champions League.
Sheffield.
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 Probably. When they're playing Sheffield, I don't know how far in front you are, man. I can't even see you.
I'm just trying to think. Where was Sheffield? Were they Moldova?
They could be Moldova. I think you could be right. Maybe.
I still remember that goal at the Bernabeu that young kid scored. He came on. It was like when I think they were 1-0 down, and Real Madrid came back and won. And just think that is where you do look at a team like this. Is Sheriff? No disrespect to them, but I'm not sure where they're from. But ultimately, a story like a club like that has gone to the Bernabeu, and they've beaten Real Madrid far sort of more recently than Manchester United have. So we're going to disrespect these teams, obviously, in regards to banters in the build-up, say, who are these? And there's going to be so much stick flown towards Man United. But ultimately, as I go back to it is European competition. Now, yes, it's not where we want to be. I fully understand that. But we do have to be careful, because let's say we have Sociedad away in the first day. There'll be no shock if you lose that. Suddenly you need to start winning games. And then if you're relying on going to somewhere who's beaten Real Madrid in the last 2 years, suddenly that's a tough game. And I'm just thinking, suddenly, here we are, okay, yeah, Rob, us, Arsenal and Roma, yeah, we're clear favourites. Suddenly you're looking at this group and you're thinking, oh, geez, we better get off to a good start.
Geez, you scare me already, Tom Alsock. So this is our clean slate to actually start with a couple wins, get us excited about something, not like our Premier League campaign's already started. But, yeah, look, we have to take this seriously, no matter who it is. And like I said, they're all professionals at the end of the day. You got to put a field. Well, Ten Hag has got to put field the team that's going to beat and win the group for me and get as far as we can. But yeah, like I said, every team is beatable. I guess it wasn't AZ that beat us in our first round the year we won it with Jose as well. Was it AZ Akma that beat us 1-0?
Feyenoord.
There you go. Final. So there you go. And I
I
remember
think we lost a few games in that group. I remember that was tough. I don't think we got through until the last group game. I think we played it maybe away in Ukraine. Zlatan and Mkhitaryan scored.
Malmo. Oh no. Yes, you're right. Yeah, Zlatan got us out of jail there. Yeah.
So he was a man.
Zlatan got us out of jail that season. Remember the hat trick? Yeah. The worst hat trick against Saint Etienne.
Saint Etienne. Yeah, I remember that. It was like tap-ins galore. Got a penalty in the end or something.
And all that sort of stuff.
That Europa League, we go back and look at it, and for me, the best moment post-Fergie Borche is Jesse Lingard in the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace. But I do look back at that Europa League run. Now, yes, again, I have to sort of caveat all these points. Yes, it's not the Champions League. I fully accept that. And yes, there hasn't been too many highs post-Fergie. I fully understand that as well. But that Europa League run, there was something there. Obviously, there was the potential sort of positivity around Jose Mourinho. Something was happening. He had Zlatan Ibrahimovic or Mkhitaryan to hit the ground running. I remember personally, I thought Juan Mata potentially made the team of the Europa League that season. Eric Bailly was fantastic at the back until the last minute of the semi-final where he almost cost us. And I'm just thinking there was a buzz around the Europa League that Man United sort of created themselves. I think because Jose Mourinho put all the eggs in the basket, there was that excitement. Okay, he's taken it serious, the fans took it seriously. So do you think there is that, we'll get that sense from Erik ten Hag on how he treats it, is how us fans will treat it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, when Mourinho came in, he brought in Pogba, Ibrahimovic, and all these players. And I think the first season, although we didn't do, there's our final. Good luck pronouncing that one. But that we're going to Cyprus. We're going to Cyprus, lads. So it's a good little holiday there. Cristiano can get some sun if he ends up staying. But with some of the players that are coming in now, man, I think even some of the young players. These are like these teams now that we got. Besides Sociedad, I mean, this is where we need to play some of the young players in.
Ganacho's got to play.
Come on, like if Ghana stays,
Ahmad's got to play. Yeah, like plays like that. Perfect opportunity. Wait, Harry Maguire. You know what? This is what I mean. I was thinking the other day. No, I'm being dead serious because for me, that back four stays as it is.
Wait, but for who? Who's he playing for, Sheriff?
Don't do that. You get that. Wait, for him to be a second like group stage, Harry Maguire to lead a back four, mate, that's a perfect opportunity, man. I said Premier League, that's our back four now. If he can't do a job against these guys, then he won't get back in the team.
Listen, last time he was in, was it Cyprus or Greece? He didn't end up well for him. So maybe we keep him out of that fixture for Harry Maguire, or maybe we take him and he gets kidnapped again or something. So it's a win-win, I guess. It's a win-win for us.
Well, we've got Lindelof there too. Don't forget Lindelof, man. All right, he's definitely a good centre back. He's there.
But look, I think this is the opportunity for a lot of the young players to play, and we keep most of our first team fresh, even against Real Sociedad. Like, I mean, they're still gonna have a good squad out. I think we go hard, even in them ones, 50-50. Like,
so have majority. Omicron.
Like, it's I don't know what kind of 3G pitches we're going to play there, bro. It's going to be in the car park somewhere.
Well, we talk about playing youngsters and sort of potential reserve teams a bit, but sort of as Rob mentions, Borche, in regards to yes, play Garnacho, play players like that. They need to come in and get their football, and obviously, and I think Manchester United, Erik ten Hag will have a belief and sort of excitement in regards to throwing those players in. But in regards to what Erik ten Hag needs, we did look at what happened in Astana when you play all the kids. But in terms of what Erik ten Hag needs, he will need to use his squad. He does need to keep these players happy. It's not just in regards to getting performances. Let's say it is a Harry Maguire on the bench and he's suddenly third choice centre back. One, you've got to keep the player happy. So if Rafael Varane gets injured, which unfortunately is very likely going to be the case, you're going to have to throw Harry Maguire in eventually. So this is where, okay, you're not playing so much your kids, but you're playing your B team. Your B team, but however, on another day, these players in your B team, you consider in your A team, like a Harry Maguire's club captain, for God's sake. Now, that's not saying he should be in the A team or he should be club captain. I'm just thinking, I think when we say, okay, let's play the reserves or let's play the kids against the Europa League teams, I don't think that's the case. I think we're playing potentially our strong players, our strongest players. However, they're just not currently. Okay, Lisandro Martinez in good form, or Luke Shaw 2 weeks ago was our first choice left back. Now he's in the reserve team in the Europa League. So I don't think we're sort of disrespecting the competition, Rob, by saying, okay, we're playing our reserves. Because our reserves, they're first team players. They're on big money and they're better than the competition.
And that's why I think it's great that we're like now, now that we're bringing these extra signings, that we've actually got club depth. So, like I said, especially with, again, the 5 sub rules, we can interchange a lot more, or we've actually got a good team. Like I said, if injuries occur, we have got actual proper people that look to the bench or actually look to start and say, yes, they're actually people that we can feel comfortable in possibly doing the job. And that's why I wanted to quickly ask as well, it's not over the line yet. We have someone like Martin Dubravka possibly coming in as a backup goalkeeper. If we do get him over the line, I actually think he's a perfect guy to come in and, play Europa League or your cup games and stuff like that, because I do think he's better than Heaton. And for me personally, like I said, for group games at least, or at least we got deep, I would be playing someone like a Dubravka, like how we done with Sergio Romero back in 2017. And then obviously there'll be a decision if we were to get deep, in the final. Does it go with like the one goalkeeper and say what he done to Romero? Look, this is your competition. You play to the end, or bring in a David De Gea. But yeah, look, I really think it's important if we do get that backup keeper that's over another level above Keaton at the moment.
You could definitely do with the Sergio Romero at the moment. He's pretty much the greatest ever second choice goalkeeper. It's a shame how he sort of time ended at Man United. But Borche, in regards to Dubravka, a few of us were discussing earlier. This deal potentially looks like it is going to happen now. Is it a loan with an option to buy or no option? Is there a fee? Who's paying the wages? All that aside, in regards to the goalkeeper, he's a name I've sort of not followed for years, but seen popping around for Newcastle for years, and you see big saves and you think, okay, there's a keeper there. Now I'm sure I've seen him do clangers, but none really come to mind. I'm sure he's just one of those goalkeepers. But with the goalkeeping discussion at the moment is, what does he like with his feet? That's the whole discussion with goalkeepers at the moment. I don't know. He might be brilliant. He might be woeful. It's just not something I really noticed with Dubravka. So I know you sort of follow the Premier League quite closely and have good knowledge of sort of the other clubs. Just your thoughts on him as a goalkeeper in regards to attributes.
Yeah, look, I think he's a decent keeper. He's been a decent keeper for Newcastle for the last couple of years. But look, if that's what Ten Hag wants, at the moment we only have 2 keepers. What happens if we have a suspension, an injury? Like I was talking with Emad the other day. I'm like, who's our third choice? Like, who do we got in case something happens? Because you never know.
The young Koba,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you got him to come in. I haven't seen him play, so maybe he can do a job. But especially with like the whole COVID and players getting sick, and they're gonna miss out. You're gonna need another keeper, because if you don't have another keeper on the bench and he gets some keeper comes rushing out, gets sent off. Who do we look? We might have to call Rio Ferdinand back, or what do you call it, O'Shea, to do a job in goals.
Here's a question. Disaster strikes. Just pick a player in this current team, Rob. Disaster strikes. Okay, you've made all the substitutions. Red card happens. Okay. Who goes in goals for you? I'm trying to think. I would.
Ronaldo.
You reckon that McTominay will be a good keeper? He's got the height.
Yeah, McTominay or Varane potentially.
No, yeah, Varane. Honestly, I'll chuck Varane in there, mate. I'm more Ronaldo, mate. He's got the height, he's got the agility. I reckon he could make a save. He'll probably save it with his head.
Ronnie's too pretty to be in goals.
You could see him doing like flying across, mate, and heading it out or something. He'll be like
these ones, and just say does a save like that. Phil Jones is a good shout too. Yeah, Phil Jones can get a gig, get his appearances up for sure.
Phil Jones here, Pram. Good to see you in here, mate. Varane. And Adam with McTominay as well. Borche, what would you pay to see Fred in goals for Manchester United?
The shortest player. Wait,
you can probably play out from the back.
Put Martinez in there, mate. 5'9" Martinez. Put him in
on
there.
Fred's shoulders.
Well, if you look at Martinez, and obviously ERIK ten Hag will be the first to point to the stats as well, saying he dominates in the air. So who knows? Martinez might have that agility.
Do you remember, years ago, that clip of United training when Rooney's had enough and he gets the gloves on and he starts making all them saves?
Yeah.
We might need one. We might have to train someone up.
Which Wayne Rooney, he never got to go in goals, did he? There was Rio, John O'Shea. Wayne Rooney never got a stint between the sticks, did he? I'm trying to think players over the years. I remember Bartes got a run in a pre-season game. He got a run on the left wing once. But goalkeepers have gone in. John O'Shea, Rio Ferdinand. There's one more that it's not coming to me, but happened in the last 10, 15 years. I'm not sure if anyone in the live chat does remember. do let us know. But we'll start to wrap up in regards to, let's get the draw up if anyone can see a draw. I'm sure it has finished, but Manchester United's group was, off the top of my head, Sociedad, which we should know this because this is what the whole video was about.
Sheriff and
that ammonia. So, Rob, just your thoughts on that, especially that third team. I think, was it Kazakhstan or Cyprus that they're from?
Well, honestly, that's the first time I've never heard of that one. I normally pretty good with my my Europa teams and Conference League teams even, but I've never honestly heard of this one, so I'm gonna have to do my research.
Did you get an excitement, Borche? Like, is there anything you are looking forward to when you see that group? Like, do you look at travel and think, oh, hang on, that's not great, or the teams, like Sociedad's a bit tricky for my liking? Like, just your general thoughts when you do see that, good or bad draw?
Look, I guess it is a decent draw. To be honest, there's
no big boys in there really.
Yeah,
like,
look, usually when we're
teams.
The last few times we've been in Europa League, we've got a Champions League group. Like, it's always been like, I know Fenerbahce's in there, and there's always like one of the Holland teams, and
or we get Sevilla knocked out of the Champions League or something like that.
Yeah, bro. Trust me, we're gonna see Barcelona in the next round. We're gonna see De Jong there, and then we're gonna say, hey, "Welcome to the Europa League. You didn't want to play, now look, you're here." So watch Barcelona. I've seen their group with Inter and Bayern, was it? So they're going to drop out. Barca's going to drop out. We're going to see.
Did you see that video? I'll go to Porto. Did you see that video of Casemiro? I didn't know if it was real or not, so I was flicking around to see if it's legitimate or not. But he's done an interview. I'm not sure who it was, but I've just seen the caption, so it looks reliable in regards to the body language, and a bit of a smirk comes out. But he's asked a question, well, why did you leave Real Madrid, a team you challenged the Champions League, and you've given up Champions League football for Europa League football? And he just has a bit of a smile and a giggle and says, well, I've won 5. So it's time for a new challenge.
That's it, bro. You got to add them to the collection. Not a lot of people can. Not a lot of people can.
Resume, except that.
Exactly.
Rob,
right, exactly.
On Ronaldo, Rob, because he comes into the discussion and he's going to dominate every chat we have for the next couple of weeks. Or next couple of days, actually. The window doesn't have that long open left. But in regards to that, let's say he is a Manchester United player when the window closes. Do we agree with that? Disagree? Facts of fact, let's say that is the case. At the moment, you'd think if Erik ten Hag wants to play the football he wants to play, at the moment, Ronaldo's on the bench. In regards to he's that plan B, he's in the B team. The B team plays in the Europa League. Yes, he doesn't want to be there. Yes, obviously that's going to upset him. However, I do look at this and how driven he is by sort of motivation and stats and records and his legacy. Now, yes, it's not something he wants to sort of win in regards to the Europa League. He's all about the Champions League. I understand that. But if given the chance, and okay, this is all you have, deal with the cards you have. Okay, it's either play in the Europa League or you're going to do nothing and sit on the bench for the rest of the season and do nothing. If he finds a way to motivate himself, which I'm sure he would be able to do, yes, it's not what he wants. Yes, it's not the illustrious Champions League, but surely he can find motivation in saying, even if it's a straight shootout against Lionel Messi, I've won all these Champions League, these Ballon d'Ors, I've won these tournaments with my country, with my whatever club I've been to. If I add a Europa League to that, in regards to, has any other player done in world football? But again, that's not something he's obviously wanted to strive for now when he's thinking about his whole career. But when it's the only thing in front of him, surely he can find a motivation in that, because I can, because who can win a Europa League, Champions League, and all the sort of domestic trophies he's won? No one's done that.
Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney obviously going throughout all the countries and winning stuff with his national team. I just think this is one more trophy that he can add. Now, yes, I understand it's not the trophy everyone wants, but for him, like, it is.
He wants to win every game. He's the type of guy that wants to win friendly games. So,
But I'm hearing rumors. Don't know how true they are, but he's going to go back to Sporting. Like, what is the motivation to go back to Sporting? It's like what, to get 4 more goals in the Champions League? What, 4? Like, let's be real. Like, I've seen the Sporting group. I'm like, first of all, you're going to end up in the Europa League anyways, possibly. So, like, unless he wants to go on loan and then come back in February, 6-month loan, come back in February and then continue the Europa League here.
I still think that was the thing I was discussing weeks ago. I was thinking everyone had a bit of a laugh on the loan thing with Ronaldo. I was thinking, hang on, if United do have that option to extend his contract, now I'm not saying I'd agree with this or it's good business, but from United's point of view, I think they'll be all over sending him out on loan. Let's go keep you happy for a year, Champions League. Come back to us in a year's time to finish your career when we're back in the Champions League. Now, that's not going to happen, but I think it's definitely a situation that could occur. But just the latest, as we sort of do wrap up, I'll ask Rob first, then go to Borche. Again, my opinion changes every 6 hours on this. This time next week, is Ronaldo a United player, or is he plying his trade somewhere else in Europe?
Honestly, 2 parts of the head.
I think he might be off.
I think he stays. I just can't see where he's going to go, bro. I changed. I'm the same. I changed.
Do you know what?
Yesterday I
It's
said
a
he's
bit
in the league.
embarrassing though. It's a bit embarrassing for him.
Look,
Like,
it's hard. It is a little bit embarrassing because
you know what? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Even as United fans, if he does leave, I don't think his any sort of legacy is tarnished at United because we know
No.
Ronaldo should be playing in the big tournaments. Obviously, wherever it went wrong in terms of they threw the managers under the bus, the owners that haven't backed the club or haven't backed the managers, and everything that's been happening in the last couple of year or so. I mean, we understand. Even if he wants to leave, we get you want to leave. We get what you want. You want to play Champions League and all that. So we can't now provide it for you. But I just think for him, how many clubs have said no, thank you? That's embarrassing. Like even like he's even trying to go to Atletico Madrid, another rival. Do you know what I mean? And now
I agree, Borche.
Sporting in Napoli and all that. It's like, come on, bro. It's like this is your legacy, and for you to go to a club like some of their ridiculous
Marseille,
Borussia Dortmund, like these clubs, and it's like.
I agree, Borche.
Goals in the Champions League, if that. I don't know, bro.
I agree, and that is the term, that is the feeling. A little bit embarrassing, and probably a little bit sad in regards to the status he has reached in the football. However, you're completely right. However, I think it's hard to sort of define that in terms of no one wants him. I think in regards to I think every club probably wants him in regards to like it's the money. So does that sort of cloud our judgment of the Ronaldo situation, Rob? He was because it's true, no one wants him because obviously part of the want you have to go and pay for him. But in regards to yes, there maybe are some clubs, maybe like potentially a Bayern Munich or maybe a PSG at the moment in terms of what they have in their front three. Maybe there are footballing reasons some clubs would say no, he doesn't suit us. I think 9 times out of 10, a Sporting Lisbon, a Marseille, a Napoli, a Chelsea. All these clubs do want Ronaldo. Man United want to keep Ronaldo. Unfortunately, and now this is not through sort of no wrongdoing of himself or his agent. Now you could maybe say it is in terms of the demands they do sort of place in their contracts, but it's through no fault of his. It's just the unfortunate financial situation that sort of clubs would have to sort of consider when dealing with Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's even willing to take a pay cut to go to other teams. So the thing is, a lot of clubs now, and it's like everyone. All these clubs that said no, whether it's because they can't afford him or because they just don't want him, it just looks like everyone's not buying into it anymore. Everyone wants to play to some sort of system, and just Ronaldo doesn't fit that anymore.
I agree.
Everyone's this tiki-taka, like the Pep style football. Everyone playing out from the back and pressing, and it feels like a lot of the things. Like you go to grassroots football now, like Sunday League. Everyone's playing out from the back. It's even trickled down all the way to Sunday League. You know, they play out from the back, pressing, run here, run there, and it's like the rest of Europe are like, we'll take him, but he doesn't really suit. Do we bring him in and be like, all right, we're going to get revenue from the jersey sales and the marketing and all that, which is brilliant for like a Sporting Lisbon or a Napoli or Marseille. But at the same time, it's like, do we tarnish maybe our league position or ruin the system that we've built on for the last couple of seasons, possibly, to just bring him in? And it looks like a lot of the clubs are saying, you know what, we're just going to persist with what you got. There's no real sell-on value with you afterwards anyways. You're probably leaving on free. It's going to probably be a 1-year deal. And then it's like...
It's where we go back to...
And that's why it's a little bit embarrassing for him. So it's like...
Well, not only for him, you mentioned, and look, again, you're completely right. However, it's where I go back and look at the club. Here, we all sat here a year ago. Rob, you were probably on the stream with us. When Ronaldo arrived, I was front row centre in regards to celebrating the arrival. Absolutely loved it. We all knew deep down, though, when we took a step back, said, hang on, this is probably not going to put the club in a great position in a year or two's time. Like, it's not exactly... You look at the front three now, our potential front three in a Sancho, Martial and Rashford. That looks like what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had planned. Suddenly he was given Ronaldo. Now is Solskjaer going to say no to Ronaldo? No, he's not. So it's one of those things. Yes, you welcome the player, you welcome the individual, you welcome the goals he's going to bring. But all of us knew deep down there was potential for it to go sour in a year's time. Now, I don't like how the sourness has sort of turned personal towards him in regards to the way some fans are treating him, because I think that is exactly what the club want. We're taking all that anger and frustration out on Ronaldo. But if you do look at the club, you look at all these clubs, Borche, you say Napoli are doing the right thing by saying no, Marseille doing the right thing by saying no, because we can sort of... It doesn't suit our football plan. Man United said yes, it didn't suit our football plan. We said yes for all those other reasons, the shirts, the marketing, the commercial side of things. But yes, we're taking our frustration out on Ronaldo for all those things. The frustration should be at the club, because they made, I don't want to say the wrong decision, because I celebrated the arrival, and I still do celebrate the arrival. I do want to see him stay.
you know what it
ultimately
was,
deep down, I do
Tom?
look at the football decision. It's not
Yeah,
great.
At the same time, if someone was to tell me at the start of last season, you get Ronaldo, just so he doesn't go to City, but you're gonna have a horrible season. Manager's gonna get sacked, and it's gonna be a shambolic season. I would have taken it. I would have taken it. Like, imagine Ronaldo going to Manchester City, and look, potentially they were so close to making the Champions League final, and then with the squad that they had, possibly winning it. That would have been. And look, I know.
No,
it's
you're right.
Manchester
No,
United and all
that's
that,
part
but
of
at the
that's
end
part of
the day,
football. It's not just
football
trophies and
fans,
winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that would have hurt more. It's like Van Persie coming to United and winning the league, and the way he done it. Had to give him a stat. Had to clap him on the field the next round after we beat Villa. And it's like, I would have, like, even going back now, knowing our situation, I still would have probably made the move. Because let's be honest, if he was going to anywhere else in Europe or anywhere else besides the Premier League, I think United would have never went in for him.
No.
Well, look when he went from, and Robert, you can sort of talk on this in regards to his move to Juventus. Now, yes, a lot of United fans joked when he went to Real Madrid, he was only on loan. He was always gone back to United. Now, it was a 12-year loan or whatever it was. But when he went from Real Madrid to Juventus, United fans were here. Oh, okay, well, we're doing our own thing here. Ronaldo's doing his own thing. Go to Juventus, nothing. Suddenly, when he was going to Manchester City, oh, hang on, okay, this can't happen. And you're right, we shouldn't have made a move off the back of that in regards to a footballing reason. But yes, it is more than football. It's not just about what we see on the pitch.
How quick did it happen? Yeah, you want to make a transfer? It happened.
Well, that speed is happening now for different reasons in regards to the pressure the Glazers are under. Here we are, we couldn't forget.
I would have taken it.
No, you're completely right.
But that's another thing with these links, quickly, on why when he's getting linked to Atletico Madrid, why he's getting linked to, when he was getting linked to Napoli, like, he just doesn't look like one of those players. For me, you'd hope so. Like, you know, again, if he went to Napoli now, I'd be burning like the same how I was feeling last year when he was linked to going to City. Like, I just don't think he's one of those guys that is like wants to burn legacies or wants to kind of.
It'll be interesting to see what he comes out in regards to. Now, who knows if it's just
what he's going to say.
Instagram post this truth. What's he going to address? How he's going to go? Is it going to be a sit down interview with Sky Sports? Is he going to release an Instagram post? I don't know how that's going to come about, but
he should do it now before the window closes. There's a reason why he's doing it after the transfer window. If he stays,
he's very
always
smart.
wanted to stay. All these links, all these rumors were all lies, and if he leaves, then he's going to have a go at whoever was at the club, Radnick, Ten Hag, possibly the owners.
I keep hating how, like, see, Bruno, like, the reporters are, you know, they keep asking these questions, and like, oh, you know, Ronaldo's talked to me, but I'll let him tell you. I'm like,
what was that? Was that Bruno?
Like, he's like, oh, no, he's told me, but I'll let you guys tell him. Like, you know, like, are they playing
even I think they asked Casemiro a similar question. I didn't watch the interview,
like,
but
see, for me, Casemiro is a massive thing for me that he stays. Like, you know, he's got that Real Madrid spine now. Honestly, it sounds stupid and it might have been over the hill, but Varane, Casemiro, Ronaldo, even though Ronaldo might not start all the games, they've got that experience. He's got teamwork. He's got, you know, these are definitely Casemiro is a player that we bring in, though he should be saying, okay, this is a player that, you know, at the start when he was like, okay, who's Malacia and all this. This guy is a world-class player he's bringing. I don't know. For me, I still I want him to stay, but it broke my heart seeing him on the bench looking at his face the other day as well. So that's why I'm so tied up, bro. Like, I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I don't want him to
he doesn't want to put in the work for the team. And it's like, if you have to chase people down, if you have to press, you got to have to do that. You can't just sit there and say,
you can't sit there and say, I'm 38. He doesn't start over that front.
Is he not Borche, though? Is it, look, and I agree, and I understand where you're coming from. I know this is not coming from a disrespectful or a dig at Ronaldo. I fully understand you not mean it in that way, but you say you don't want to work for the team in regards to that press in terms of the attributes in regards to a style. However, let's say as a plan B, you just can't have all the same players. Could he be? Now, yes, obviously you can't just... It's not a game of Football Manager or FIFA. Ronaldo does have a personality. He does have baggage that comes with him. He won't be happy being option number B. But from a manager's point of view, if Erik ten Hag could utilise that style of footballer as his second choice striker, yes, he's not a pressing machine, but he does offer something different, and that is what a squad needs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he can use Ronaldo, but then my issue with that is when he does come on or if he doesn't play, we always like just the media itself. It's gonna turn it around, and it's always gonna cause a negative thing. Ronaldo doesn't play, or how come he doesn't start him? Remember last season? Why isn't Oli dropping Ronaldo? He drops him for the Everton game.
Could you imagine Could you imagine if
Right.
we lost to Liverpool, Ronaldo was on the bench? Could you? Eric Ten Hag would be out of a job now. He shouldn't be, but that
exactly
would have been the
right.
reaction.
Exactly
Didn't they
right.
do
And
like
then
half
when
the
Ralph,
Champions League? You know how many times
Ra-
he saved us in the Champions League?
Ralph, yeah, but Ralph did it as well. He didn't even put him on the team sheet for the City game. Who knows what the situation was? This guy's coming out saying he was fit. This guy was saying, oh, he was going to put him on the bench, and he didn't want to play. He said, I'm not coming at all. So he went to Portugal, and it's just like it's a lose either way with with Ronaldo. But if Ronaldo wants to stay and goes, look, I'm not going to say fight your way into the first team, because even with the form that Martial was on in preseason, you still can't trust him to stay fit for the whole season. He's gonna, and that's why we're going for the Gakpo and Anthony and all these players, because there needs to be some sort of replacement when Martial is not here. The best ability is availability, and a lot of these players can't give us that. But with Ronaldo, if he can be there, he's gonna get game time. He's gonna get goals if they can make I wouldn't say like a plan B system, but a system that can fit Ronaldo in. Maybe he plays just behind the 9 as maybe a half 9 or 10. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that could work out. Doesn't have to do a lot of the running. Doesn't have to do a lot of the pressing, because you got Eriksen, Bruno, or Casemiro, Fred, whoever might be there, can do all the dog work, and he just does the link up play like Messi pretty much does these days. Even though he was kind of in that position to begin with. Of course, I'd like to see Ronaldo stay and then win some sort of trophies, even if it's a cup, FA Cup.
I think there's positives and negatives to both. There's positives he stays, and there's big positive he leaves. There's negatives both ways. It's one of those things. But look, thank God, whatever the situation, we're going to have an answer in a week's time. This has been dragging on for far too long, and a lot of that I do sort of point out Ronaldo. It's dragged on for far too long. A lot of his doing as well, but obviously the club as well. But fingers crossed we can get a quick solution to this, and hopefully, regardless of Ronaldo's situation, we can get some other players in, because we need players with Ronaldo anyway. Now, if he does leave, you're going to need players double quick as well.
Yeah.
But just about wraps up. So we did have that Champions League group, Europa League group. First of all, I assume we're qualifying from this Europa League group. Maybe Robert Watcher, you can say no or not. We're not. But Europa League, is it confident in winning it? Like, in terms of whenever we do go in it, we are favourites, even if before Champions League teams do drop down.
Anything less than a semi-final was a failure to me.
Semi-final.
Anything less than a semi-final.
Look, depends. That depends who drops out from the Champions League. But I could say a semi-final, but it got to be in the final. Definitely be in the final, especially with even with the players that we got now. Let's be honest. I mean, we got to be making the final. You can't, like, at the moment. I look at the rest of the teams in the whole tournament. We are probably the biggest club there. We've probably spent the most money in terms of our squad value. These players, if they want to win something, this is your opportunity. And if we're with the quality that's in the Premier League at the moment in terms of the other teams, it is going to be tricky to make that top 4 and crack that top 4 unless Liverpool or someone, or there's another team that capitulates, Arsenal or Tottenham, or even maybe Chelsea. But even they're recruiting well now as well. This is the chance to get into Champions League football, and they always talk about winning trophies when they sign the contract. Well, this is your best opportunity to get the fans on side in terms of all the apologies from last season, the apologies the season before, and the apologies in the first 2 games. This is your opportunity to take this competition serious, to get some of the young players in as well. So for me, it's winning it. For me, Ten Hag needs to win. Like, with his experience, with the football that he's trying to bring, you need to be making the final, and you need to be winning the Europa League. That's
I think definitely. I think our first team selection.
I look at these teams in the Europa League. I don't even want to look at the Conference League draw. It's all going to be passwords. It's all going to be your Wi-Fi password teams. But can we drop into that if we come third?
Third goes into the Conference League. I've already looked at the finals in Prague. I'm pretty sure the final is in Prague for the Conference League.
I'll make a template just in case for the Conference League.
Well, I've had plenty of discussions with Rob. I actually preferred, at the end of last season, I preferred the Conference League over the Europa League. But I'm a bit a sick individual, I think. But there's a comment here, I think it might be Emad here saying draw happened yet. So run through the draw. We do have Sheriff, who obviously beat Real Madrid the other year. Real Sociedad, which is a tricky tie. and who'd you say Omicron? Was it Borche?
It's close to
Omicron or ammonia?
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Did we find out what country this is?
Kazakhstan or Cyprus, one of them. I think that's what. Who
knows?
knows? We'll do a bit of research, but do let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Just your thoughts on the group, the group, and also Man United's chances in the tournament as a whole. What do you think? How do you think Erik ten Hag will approach it? Do you think it's a must-win trophy for him, or do you think it's a tournament where he could sort of just play the kids and sort of blood some youngsters? I think we'll have that answer in the first game. I assume that'll be against Sociedad. I'm sure the draw will come out soon. But in regards to the next games, obviously Borche and Rob will be joining me at Scruffy Murphy's tomorrow for the Man United Supporters Club, our only friendly kickoff time remaining in 2022. So if you are in Sydney, come down, 9:30pm kickoff, which is fantastic. We'll be at Scruffy Murphy's right in the heart of the city to watch that 9:30 kickoff. Plenty of beers, United chat. Feel free to come down, say hi. Might do a podcast sort of here or there as well. Everyone is more than welcome if you're obviously over 18 years of age, of course. But until then, it's been an absolute pleasure. Rob from It's a Football Thing, the link is in its description below. I'll put Borche as well, the link to the football capital in the description below. I can see that
Hey mate, it's gonna be a catchy tune.
It's more catchy than the Champions League now, the more times I hear you do it, Borche. I think it just rolls off the tongue more.
In the last few years, I feel like I've heard it more. That's why.
Hey, look, we win the Europa League. There's obviously another cup competition on the horizon in the Super Cup. Hey, why not? Let's take them both,
100%.
mate.
Well, Casemiro's last appearance against Manchester United was a Super Cup. Casemiro's next appearance for Manchester United is tomorrow night. Fingers crossed he does make his debut. And obviously go through 2-foot someone. Maybe he'll probably end up 2-footing James Ward-Prowse, and Ward-Prowse put a free kick in the top corner. Then that'll be a welcome addition of Manchester United. But fingers crossed all goes well on the weekend. Until then, make sure you do leave a like on the video. That would be great. And we'll chat to you after the Southampton match. Until then, have a good one. Cheers.